Race, gender, and other relations have been something of a complexity, and it never had to be. Bold statement, true, but the relations between the races have again become a newer phenomenon in stress, which is a clever way of creating divisions within a large and powerful group. As the old saying goes, divide and conquer. Separate a large group by women and men, then spare them by the color of their skin. Then make up stories to make them fight against each other, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Oh, I was a little slow on the fade back in. How are you, folks? We are having trouble. Yeah, this Instagram, I've got to figure that out. We're streaming live right now to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X, and I think we're streaming to Instagram, but I've got to figure that out because our connection there, there's certain streaming keys that you need to do, and then it rolls into what then can be streamed to, say, Instagram in this case. Actually, Kelvin, my continuing to be best friend buddy in the world, is back on today. We're going through some cybersecurity points and issues and concerns, and all these questions that you guys are constantly asking. Why we're opening up that coffee and tea time for the AI community. I had some meetings on that yesterday with some people, and that's probably we're less than a month. We're a few weeks away from kicking that off. Meet with the studio. We're gonna finish off the content and then open up the community. And that's why it's really good timing that Kelvin and I reconnected and talked about continuing this discussion in AI because it's so critical, and cybersecurity, automation. All this is coming at us at such a quick speed, a quick pace, a fast speed. And so let me bring on the good man, the genius, the brother who's been lifting and eating right and doing well. He says his gym's right outside, right around the corner. So probably after we're done here, Kelvin, he's probably you're gonna hear him doing reps in the background. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, Rod. Doing good, man.
It's good to see you on show again, man. It's good to see you here. So let's do like we were talking in the green room. Let me move this out of the way. Well, actually, why don't you start, like we said, while we were talking in the green room, why don't you start with your journey? There's additional people on here. Wow, we got a big jump here. We're at about 24, 25 people coming on already. So I did my job. I warmed up the crowd as they were getting their coffee and their tea, or whatever, and getting their feet kicked up out on the porch. I'm imagining myself on my front porch here. And okay, go ahead, Kelvin. Tell us what's going on in the world and how you became to this place where this journey, which is so your message, your what you do for the world is very important, and especially now, that, right?
Yep. So me, how I got here, I'm like everybody else. I'm just a random person in the world. Along the way, I've been making the decision.
Dude, there's nothing random about you. Don't even go there.
I am a random guy, and I'm doing my best, the best thing I know how to, achieve my goals. So, I grew up poor, lived in not so great neighborhoods, but I learned from it. It was experiences that I got to help make me who I am today. And along the way, I did so much crazy and stupid things. And, growing up, I thought that they were bad because, they were deemed bad. And I realized that, they were making me. They were challenges that I was facing. Like, it was opportunities to grow. And I just kept moving along. I'm a high school dropout. Never passed the 8th grade. And
wow, you got quite a resume to go with there.
Went to college.
Wait a second. You never passed the eighth grade, you said?
Technically didn't pass the 7th, but we'll talk about that later. My mama got me through.
Good old mama. That's what mamas do.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, the 8th grade, I had to go to summer school because I never went to school, and I didn't go to summer school. I was swimming. But even though I never went to summer school and never passed that class, they let me go to the 9th grade, and I never clearly got past that because I wasn't going to school, so I was not a great student. It's not that I was bad; I just wasn't a great student. And so, you go through all those things in life, the ups and downs, and like
Yeah.
that's being negative, like, oh man, the world's against me, it's all bad. Or you can say, man, I survived that. If you've never had a gun put to your head, let me tell you, you don't know what it's like to have a gun put to your head. Because when you have a gun put to your head, you will see your life flash before your eyes.
Oh
You will
God.
never unsee it, right? And so if you can live through it, the next time a gun's put to your head, I'm not saying that you're not going to see your life flash before your eyes, but you're going to feel different than you did the first time. And so I took all the stuff that I went through as a badge of honor and said, you know what? It shows you how strong you are. Keep moving, and found my purpose, which is helping people with mental health, cybersecurity, and be safe and enjoy life. I mean, enjoy life. Snap your fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Snap and do it, man. Exactly. Your point is so well taken and so well delivered in that you make of your world what you make of your world. Your thoughts, your, like you said, mental health is well, first of all, it's a huge issue. 70% of the people in today's world. How do you stay motivated after 20 years in IT? We'll get to you in a second, young lady. Just hang on. We're not done here yet. Me and Calvin are hashing a few things out here. Mental health is a big issue, and I love that balanced journey of we need to improve our lives in protecting it and giving advice in how to stay as this world is sweeping forward at a very fast pace. But at the same time, we also have to take care of ourselves. And in that box, let's say, there's that need to kind of flesh things out and be real with yourself, because that also has an effect on your mental health and just on your day in general, right? That's kind of where you're sitting, right, brother?
I absolutely. What separates us from computers or AI? Be authentic. You are you, and the way you show up for another person, man, it's what makes the world. Literally, it's just what makes the world, because it's how we show up for each other is really what makes the world around us. So, absolutely. I'm on my journey, and everybody else is. Like when you talked about mental health being important, everybody's on the journey. What I will tell you all is one simple thing: stop worrying about the past, because you can't change it, and don't worry so much about the future, because I'm gonna tell you, when you get to it, it's going to feel just like right now. As a matter of fact, the only time you've ever experienced is right.
Well, hold on. That is cool. So don't worry about the future, because when you get there, it's going to feel like right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that is freaking dominant. That's what's the old thing? That's a mic drop right here. If I can drop this mic, let me drop it. That was, and you just turn around, walk off the fuck stage. You're done. You nailed it. You got it going on there. That was dynamite, man. That was dynamite. And it's because it's dynamite because it's so simple and it's so true. I mean, I've never heard it before though. It's the most rewarding project you've worked on. Okay, we're not getting there yet, guys. Hang in there. We're only about 10 minutes in. Wow, this is crazy, because usually, I mean, we had this talk before. From experience, usually people don't really start talking about this stuff until about 10, 12 minutes in. Questions start, because I said I did my job. I'm warming up the crowd. Like that, the live concert is now started, as the crowd's getting worked up. So I did my job, but usually questions aren't even coming in for another couple of minutes. I told you, man, this subject is dynamite. It's so explosive. It's so needed. It's so thirst for. It's so wanted. It's so desired. But I've got a question before we really, the questions really start coming in. One thing that's always fascinated me about you, many things have fascinated me about you, but one of them, the basis, the base is, you know, it's interesting to me. Now they're starting to come in fast and furious. I better hurry. It's interesting to me. Usually, somebody that's in cybersecurity, somebody that's in IT, somebody that's in hardware, software, that personality, that mentality. I'm assuming it has something to do with your background, but that person I brought up before, mental health. That's a soft human side. I don't know if I'm doing the right side or the left side. And then the IT thing is a different side. I always talk about when I grew up, I in college, I studied business administration and theater. So that's obviously a different disconnect. But with you, I don't think I've ever met somebody who's also as passionate about mental health, about the human being, and the communications, the cyber. Do you understand where I'm going with that? Where do you think that came from in you?
Man,
I'm digging deeper, dude. I'm not letting you get away easy today. I've already talked to you, so I can pull some shit on you right now. So I'm gonna bring it in deep. Talk to me.
Oh man, I'm gonna say that's a good one. So I guess the best way to describe it is I'm gonna take it back to caveman. I'm good at that. Everything about me as a person, everything about you, everybody else as a person, we were given this, from whether you believe in the Big Bang, God, whatever religion. I'm not judging. I'm just saying whatever you believe, we got here. And all the emotions, everything we have, let's consider it perfect, is what we have. We were able to feel the good, the bad. But the big difference is that think of a bee or a lion, whatever. A bee is a bee. It does from birth what a bee does. And if we did from birth what we were supposed to do, my anxiety would be great because when I see a bear, I'm supposed to go, oh crap, and get into mode and get prepared to go kill it. And on that same token, my wife, when she sees that bear, she's supposed to go, oh snap, let me run. Why? Because she's not going to fight the bear. She's a lot significantly smaller than me. And so, in depression, if you lose someone or something that you need, you're supposed to feel these things. You need these. The only way you're going to feel good is if you feel bad. And so, like we in society today have, optimized things. Well, optimized. We start telling, you got to be one thing. Kelvin, you got to be this. You got to be that. I grew up and I'm like, you got to be this. And so I thought I had to be the ideal man for society. Like what, you got to be the man that has the wife and you got to have the 2 kids and the dog, you got a white fence, right? Like you got to do it that way. Right. And
I know exactly what you're saying. And
so I spent my life younger growing up doing what I was told, fit into that mold. And then I realized that I wasn't. I'm multiple things. Like, right, I got feelings. Like, I feel good. I feel bad. I'm happy. I'm sad. Man, you might see me walking down the street one day and I'm going to scream out something. And then 15 minutes later, I'll be saying something totally different. Why? Just because I feel both of those things. It's just me. It's just, I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I watched TV growing up. I watched my community growing up. And then I had the luxury to move to other communities. I got to go travel around the world. And you saw how those people in those communities act, right? So I'm like, well, take what's good that you like, that makes you happy, because you only got one life. You really just got one. Like, don't learn it when you're 65 and then say, I wish I knew it was 20. You better enjoy it while you're 65. Why? Because you will never be 20 again. So be happy as hell. I'm happy as hell. I know what I know at 46. Kelvin, do you wish you knew it at 21? Hell no. Why? Because it wouldn't feel as good as it feels. I know it knowing that 46 right now. I up 25 years of my life because I knew it beforehand. I can't go back. I didn't live that. Who the hell cares? You can't change it. It's there. It's written in stone. I can't do anything. I'm glad that I was never rich. I'm glad that I didn't live in a big. I feel for my son because he grew up in a big house. When I grew up, I had no bedroom, and I be looking at him like, you got your own room, you got TVs. I'm like, we was talking trash, talking about playing the game, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, I ain't ready. My TV got update." I said, "Update. You turn TVs on. Like how you what?" So but the problem is he has to maintain his life at that level, or he feels at a loss. So I'm grateful for everything, and then I express it to myself. So I mean. Life made me like everybody. Like you're beautiful just the way you are. Like there is only one you. There will never be another you. I mean,
I am beautiful, aren't I? Go on.
Man, look, you know what I mean, man. Look, hey, mess with me.
Hey, come on, you know I could not pass something like that up.
I know. In hindsight, yeah.
You gave it to me, man. Go on. You beautiful man. You go on.
Hey, you get the point. I mean, it's my life experience. It made me. So it makes everybody, right? So just be proud of who you are. That's it. I mean,
all right. Yeah. No, and it's just fascinating to me that you tie those things together. But I think people are very much appreciating your life story, but they want to know what the hell to do with their security and cyber. And they're like, okay, Calvin, you gave me Rod buried that, he dug it, he kept digging, and we get it all. Okay, Rod, move the fuck on. We want to hear about IT stuff. We want to hear about, well, not IT stuff. That's later on, another show. But let's go back to what Anita was talking here. What do you say? Let's get a little work done here. Let's get a little professionalism happening here.
Okay. So
do you want me to read them, or you want to read them?
I can read them. How do I stay motivated after 20 years in IT?
By the way, the whole IT thing is my fault because I kind of pushed it that way in talking. You know how to do marketing, so there might be a little bit of crossover there. I apologize.
No, I love it. No problem. So I look at myself as a superhero in doing it. So like purpose, right? Like it's like what I remember I said, "K man, I ain't going out there to go kill that bear." So hey, Kelvin, I can fix your server, right? So like I was like, hey, if I fix the server and when it comes up, all the people are like, yay, it works again. You're like, hey, they value my work. So I looked at it as always. This was my way to help to contribute to society, right? So when even to this day, when I can help somebody, I'm like, yay, I contributed something good. People are not going to remember me for what I have, but for what I did. So I use my IT or service and anything to help. Next question. What's the most rewarding project you've ever worked on?
That's a good question. I think that's always fun, but it's always hard to think about because you've been doing it, a couple decades. So, it's always, like it's like an interview, right? When you go, what's your blah blah blah, and it's like there's a ton of them. So we're gonna throw you a curve here. Clive wants to know what the most rewarding, or do you want to think about that for a minute? We got a couple other really good ones that are into the mental health and daily life stuff.
All right, this is what I say. I could give Clyde an answer from a perspective, and I would say the most rewarding to me, as in like it.
Good idea.
Because there's rewarding to the people and there's rewarding to me.
Sure, that makes sense.
Built the data center for a company out in California. And why do I like it? Because I got to go to Vegas to meet with the vendors at conferences for free. And me and my wife went and party, and I got drunk as hell at a party in Vegas for the first time for free. So I liked it. So yeah, there you go right there.
That
And there's
is a
video
very-
out there. I got some of it, and I'm not gonna share it with you, but I got it. You can see me line stepping drunk out my mind. I am drunk out my mind. You will not see that ever again, but I am drunk out my mind, and I am line stepping in a club somewhere. I don't even know where I'm at in Las Vegas. That's all you need to know.
For further details, you gotta connect with Kelvin offline personal 101 there. There's those deep. What's in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
There you go. Yes.
Thanks, Clive. I appreciate that, and Anita too. Your question was awesome. Let's go into David here, if we would. How does cybersecurity connect with mental health in daily life? I wanted to read that one because that's kind of what we were talking about. In that's interesting about you is. Beside the fact that that cybersecurity and IT will drive you freaking nuts if you don't know what you're doing, like me, but that's not the kind of mental health we're talking about here, is it?
Well, I say, and it can do that to you. How does it connect? Well, it's connecting more and more and more every day with biosecurity. So as the systems are connecting to us, well, the cybersecurity is having more of an impact. But how in daily life? What's the number one way to hack somebody today? Social engineering. And you're using AI right now for stuff. You're giving it all your information. You're telling it your
wait. Stop for a second there. You said something. Social engineering. So what is that? You know how I like to say this. I'm the safety net. If I understand it, everybody else here will definitely understand it. What's the social? What is that again? I think I know you mentioned it before.
So social engineering. Let's put it in perspective. Right now, if I were to say, "Hey, Clive or Anita, you asked me those questions. I know something you're interested in." Well, let's say I went at Anita. You're a lady, and oh man, if I came to you and I was talking, I was charming, and I just told you about how much I love your IT and cybersecurity experience and how I appreciate it, you would say I was a little manipulative. I am a little charming. Well, imagine if I told you I can go on social media and get all your information, and I can come back to you and I can say, "Hey, Anita, you know what? I really need to get access to this server right here, and I can really help you to make an impact at work. All you gotta do is give me the username and password, and I'll write that script for you, or I'll do that thing, and you'll shine." And you'll go, "Ooh, I want to be cool with Kelvin. I want that guy to like me and give me that access." And bam, I got your information. Well, that's social engineering. And does it work? Well, let me tell you something. Right now, today, if you got on any name brand, if you got a car that has a name on it, what you do, the reason you got it is because it worked, because they were showing you that on TV, and maybe they had that Lincoln, and maybe you seen Matthew McConaughey. I love Matthew McConaughey, and he's sitting there Lincoln. I ain't got no Lincoln yet, but I might need one though. He's sitting there, and you like, man, I want to be like Matthew McConaughey on a rainy day. That's gonna be me. It's social engineering. They use Matthew McConaughey, who has nothing. You're gonna trust Matthew McConaughey to change your tire, fix your car? I ain't trusting that man for that. He don't look like he can fix a tire. That dude ain't big enough to lift nothing up. But with that being said, you get my point, right? It's like
100%.
What is it? It's just using manipulation to get information, to get access to your network, which is what's valuable, because about you and about your company, data is valuable. So organizations are understanding, criminals are understanding that you can get into an organization no matter how much security they put in place. You can just get in through the people, because you got to give them access to the data to do their job. So why worry about the defenses when I can get it legally?
Yeah, and that's the hardest part about today. They're getting better at that, and people who are not as well informed, more so, way more so than the people who may be informed. But even the ones that are informed, they're getting so good at this stuff, it's very hard not to fall prey. I mean, you really have to actively. You can't either, like you said, the only way to be 100% is just not be online. Just just be off grid, man. Just be off grid, and maybe even the helicopter will still find you somewhere. But it's intense today, isn't it? It's just freaking intense to constantly be concerned about somebody like you. We were talking in the green room. I might have been hacked. And I said, that worked better than a cup of coffee. You got my heart skipping there a bit. Thank you, David, for that.
When you say this, like it's less safe today than it was in the past, right? I told you I went to the club, and you know why the youth doesn't go to the club now? Because they're scared that everything they do, like I said, well, hey, I was drunk out my mind line dancing. People today can't go to the club and get drunk out their mind because everybody will have a camera on them and put it on Facebook and Twitters and whatever, and they're like, so it's online. Everywhere you go, everything you do online, from watching this podcast to anything else, is being tracked. They know everything,
and it doesn't go away.
It don't go away. No.
Yeah. It's definitely, we have another. We talk about this is one lane that you and I kind of drive down with this message. Another one I talked with my granddaughter, and it's about kids finding their voice and building from the inside out. That whole challenge to have parents be able to communicate with kids and kids with parents and all that. But the ability to get this information now and to be able to work with people like you that want to give back for the beauty of what they've been able to do within this world, and they want to now give back. That's what makes this show so powerful. Just like all of them, there's a lot of them coming out now, and it's a really good direction we're headed in this country, don't you think?
Agreed. I mean, in darkness you can find light at the end of the tunnel. So hope. So you need to be in that darkness to find it. So happy to be a part of finding that light.
That's awesome, man. Hey, Branson here. He comes on periodically. He looks impressive. I love that suit he's got going on there, or whatever it is. But always asks really good questions. I like this one too. What's the habit you recommend for staying secure online? What is one habit? And again, we just talked about this. Basically, you can't ever be 100% secure online. But like you said in the last show about the kids, start with them. How do you be more secure online? What's a daily habit? What do you do? I know people like to tape their camera on their laptop closed, but I mean, what are some real habits that make some sense besides that one? I assume that'll make sense. I'd never do it, but I'm a camera dude.
I will say leave some of your life private, and teach your kids to leave some of their lives private.
For example,
for example, here's a good one. I have a family reunion that happens every 2 years, but I noticed that if I go I was on Facebook, I'm not on it anymore, but I was on there, and if I post everything that I'm doing on Facebook and my family posts everything they're on Facebook, then when I see them, it's like, yo, what we gonna talk about? Like, I ain't seen you in 2 years. Like, oh, hey, my kid graduated and I went to Cancun. And I'm like, yo, I knew that the week when you got back, and I knew that the day they graduated because you was posting pictures of it. So there's no mystery. And so what I think, and again, that helps you to, one, be more secure, because then people have a harder time understanding your profile about you and gather information about your life, but also helps you mentally because it gives you something to talk to other people about. I mean, like, you don't talk to me about what I saw on Facebook already. I already saw that. So,
that's interesting because I'm battling this cough still. It's in my chest. That's interesting because usually you think of it the opposite. It's nowadays. I mean, Facebook, for example, is where you reveal all your fun foods, basically every single thing that you do. But what you're doing is you're replacing family time when you're doing that. That's a different way to look at it. Boomer, go, Boomer. Get. Go on. Sorry, my dog wanted to be on the show. So That's a great take. I love that. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah. I was waiting for the question to update. So I was sitting here looking at the screen like I was like, hey, the question ain't
All right. So Branson, thank you very much. I appreciate your question. I was just kind of rolling over into some things here, like what Jack's talking about here. How do you see startups benefiting from strong security early on? I can already imagine, part of that would be you're taking away a headache that's potentially a very big threat, right?
Yeah, I mean, so that's
the biggest thing.
Yeah, I'm about to say that is a beautiful question that people should be asking. Companies understood to build a company. So it's like saying build a company with no revenue organization. Like what? Like and we're gonna add it in later. Build a company with no customer service. We're gonna add it in later. But if you don't think about these things and you don't put it in there, it's not going to be a part of a corporate culture. So if you go in and you say, we're going to be a company that's going to be secure, you're going to build all your infrastructure, all your technology, everything that's your processes all around being secure. So you're going to say, I'm going to make it a part of logging into these level of systems with dual factor authentication. I'm going to make it required that you can only access that service from one system and environment. Instead of you saying, hey, we're building these systems and we're going to just build them because this is what we got. We're building them this way. You're going to say, I'm going to build it no matter what in a way that's secure. So putting your security culture into your company as early as you can, because you're going to need it. So why layer it on?
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially today, because everything's dependent around cyber. Just cyber, everything is digital. So your company, no matter how brick and mortar it is, everything, your accounting is on the cloud, your this is on the cloud, your that is on the cloud, your servers on the, it's all digital. It's a digital world. So 30 years ago, it maybe wouldn't be the first thought, but today it should be the first thought because it is your business that you're putting together, right?
Yeah, I mean, is your keeping your data secure. So I focus on healthcare, and I say think about it as it's your data, right? Like it's your information. It's about you, and when it gets out, we can't get it back. Don't you want it to be safe? Yeah, well, every organization should treat their Pepsi's secret recipe. They gotta keep it safe, right? So it's
true.
What you want me to say? I mean, it's like I don't want to explain to somebody. You keep yourself safe. You keep yourself safe.
It's kind of a basic concept, right? Yeah. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. How important is self-awareness in leadership roles? So this kind of goes back and forth, and this is where your message is so powerful because in business, you're in leadership, and parenting too. Family. You've got to be able to, you are portraying something, a message or whatever, a vision or whatever that is. But you talked about being authentic earlier. The authenticity is what makes a better human. Self-awareness as a leader, you're coming from, if you're not self-aware, the message is not authentic, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yes. 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 If I don't know what's, so if I don't know what's wrong with me, how am I going to change it, right? So if I think I'm I call it the flaw of perfection. What we're taught to in life is that there's such thing as perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. I ain't perfect. Everybody got issues. Well, I would say if you want to learn some of my issues, Rod and I were talking. My wife and I, we want to come on and we want to talk about online dating and how AI is drastically changing the game for the youth. So if you want to come on and you want to learn about me, ask her. She might tell you. I don't know if she do. I might look at her like, but
I want to get into that conversation. I don't even know what dating is like anymore. Jeez. I'll take AI to help me out there, bro. Any day.
Well, is in that understanding, like when you learn about yourself, and you can learn about yourself through being married. That's one of the things that being married teaches you about yourself. You're gonna learn today. Yeah, no,
True.
I mean, and if you understand who you are and what you're going through and how you got to be, then it makes it easy for you to understand others and what they're going through. Meaning, everybody is going through something. You're not alone. It's not just you. It's everybody. No matter what you think. So when I talk to people, when I look at people, and when I judge others, I look at those characteristics like you are what you're putting out. So people who want to help others are out there helping others. People who want to love others are out there loving others. And people who want to hurt others, they're projecting, but it is what it is. But they don't know that they're projecting. That's why they're not self-aware. That's why they're not in leadership roles. So if you get somebody there in the leadership role, a manager, they say they're such a tyrant, that's because they're not self-aware that they are a tyrant. They're just doing what they believe is best. They're not bad. I get it. You think they're bad. They're not. It's really no. I'm dirty secret. It's very, very little bad people in this world. They're psychopaths, and there's very a few, a whole just 0.1%. Like most people never meet them. You don't touch them. You don't talk to them. They ain't cutting your ass up. And if you did meet them, you probably wouldn't be here no more because they're gonna cut your ass up. But with that being said, it's mostly just people who are not so they're taking out. They're projecting their pains onto you, and you just got to understand, even when they're your manager, that's how they feel. So you get to decide whether you be there or not. I mean, I'm not getting into that, but how important is it? It's very important. And the best way to judge who your future management is going to be is you got to say to yourself, if it's a Saturday, how would I feel if they call me and say, hey, if it automatically gonna make you go, I don't want to talk to you, you don't want to work for them. If you go, you know what, I don't want to work, but I wouldn't be mad if they called me because we cool.
Right.
I want to work there.
Yeah.
That's the best I can say.
And just to build on to that, as we hover on Lynn's question here, which is awesome because as you were talking just a little bit ago, not only being self-aware is important for you as a person, because if you don't know how you only know what you know, right? Is a saying going around, but if you not only that, but if you're in a leadership role and you're not authentic because you're not aware of yourself, you don't know what that's portraying, and then as such affecting the people in your world who are under your sphere of influence, let's say, in that leadership role. Not only are you screwing yourself up, you're potentially screwing up others that then so on and so on and so on in the negative sense, right?
I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. So you're about to learn about me. Who my favorite leader of all times was, business leader of all times. A man by the name of Umesh Rao. He worked at Sumo Logic. He was my manager there. He's no longer at Sumo Logic, but he is my favorite leader, my role model in what a leader should be. Well, one of them. I got multiple ones, but he is my favorite one throughout my whole career, whole time, everywhere.
Say his name again.
Umesh Rao.
Gotcha.
UMESHRAO. So there you go. That's the RAO. There you go. That man right there. So there you go. Give him his flowers. There you go.
And what did he do for you, man?
So he gave me opportunity. So it's like, hey, he saw that I wanted to get out there and get on stage and talk with the people. And so he's like, hey, you want to go speak at this conference? And me, well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, you wake up one day, they're like, hey, you want to go do this? Hey, this guy right here, he won't be able to make it to go get on stage. You want to go get on stage? Me. Yeah. You know what day I'll be there now, and I just go. And so it's like, and so I got to do so many wonderful things while I got to grow. And so it's like he saw what I wanted to do, and helped me to do it. So it's like, I'm grateful.
Yeah, there's so much. You hear that every time in somebody's journey that has achieved like you've achieved. The journey is it continues to be successful, and it's driven by somebody or several people in your life, in your past, that is brought through these messages to you and instill. Sometimes it's parents and coaches, or sometimes it's a pastor, sometimes it's somebody that you work for. It's that combination of people that are at that next level, that are attracting you to continue to grow, making that attraction in you for you to continue to grow. And that's a beautiful shout out, because it's showing appreciation, but it's also it's more evidence of what this human experience is all about, what these discussions are about. Find that person, continue to find those people in your lives that bring you forward, right?
Absolutely. And you'll get them in different ways all throughout life. Don't, put the past against anyone. It could be a bum on the side of the street because you can be thinking, oh man, this guy's homeless, he can't do nothing. In reality, it's just another person who's nomadic, and they just low on their money at this time, and they're just like you, and they experience life and learn from it. So perspective. Look at them as bad, look at them as a person just like you and appreciate it.
It's funny because Ed, the more I do this show, we're over 320 episodes now. Several over 320. We'll be at 350 here after a bit. But the more I do this show, the more it repeats, all coming back to oneself, and that self-awareness. To wrap back to was it Lynn, or it's a couple of self-awareness questions in here, and it's just my granddaughter, Insights in Straight Talk with Emma Lynn and Grandpa Rod. It's a cool name, huh? I love it. She's 16. She's adorable. We've done 8 episodes. We're getting 400 or 500 people in every episode coming on and asking questions. But it's differently framed because they're different ages and maturity levels. But it's the same thing. It's people coming back and dealing with all the things we're talking about today. Well, maybe not cybersecurity. They're kind of dialed in on that. but on the mental health side, I mean, it's so many things. Everything in life relates back to that, and your message of how you look at yourself and how you work on that to become a better human species, a human being in the species of humanity, right? Well, I really worked that sentence, didn't I? That was cleverly put. That whole, but the interesting, it just is very interesting to me how much it just all comes back to the same thing, and we really need to take this message seriously and continuously, because there's 70%, and there's it could be 100%. Who knows? I don't know anybody that. Well, I shouldn't say this. This points back to me. I don't know anybody who's truly happy. That's just.
I'm gonna give you some help, and me, it's good news and bad news. It's everybody and nobody. It's all in your. It's everybody and nobody at the same time. It's all in your head. I'll try to make it easy to understand. Right now, you see me, and you ready for this? You've seen me. Well, if you see me in person, I would say that you see me more time than I've seen myself. So anybody in this world who has seen me in person has seen me more times in my face than I've seen myself. Why? Because I never saw my own face. As a matter of fact, when you look at a mirror, it's a reflection. It's backwards. You've never seen you in the correct perspective. when you look at a
Right.
picture. It's not you. What you mean? You ain't flat. You don't look like that. You don't look like that. So the perspective that you're looking at you is different from you seeing yourself. So have you ever thought about the fact that you've never seen the back of your head? And
I had thought about that. Yes.
and if
Curiosity.
I tell people, I say, you know, how you know the world is not outside, you know, the world that you live in is inside your head. Because if I took one of your eyes out, would it change the world? You know? Yeah, but it wouldn't change mine. And if I took out both, you start processing the world more by sounds and touch and smells and so forth. So the world is all in your head. I mean, we think about augmented reality. You think that when you put those new glasses on now, this one the first time you change it, man, you've been changing your whole life because everything you think and do is based off the information you were given, and it came in here and through those senses, and you've been processing it the way you've been told to process it your whole life. So in reality,
Yeah,
your augmented reality, your reality is just in your head. You just it's all I can change it today if I want to. You can't stop me because it's in here.
It's self-contained.
Yes,
and it's so true because it's like you say, you and I are sitting here next to each other watching the show, and we're getting different. We're seeing it differently because we're processing it differently, and we're processing it differently because we have had all the experiences for me of 63 years that have now come to where the brain says, oh, here's some incoming information. I'm going through the synapses, and this is how I'm processing it. Where you sitting right next to me, watching the same thing, are doing the same thing with your own separate synapses doing their gig. And so now we have a different world. Every single person. It's like, what's that show? What's the famous show?
I'm gonna go with the movie The Matrix. I'm gonna say The Matrix.
The Matrix. There
you
go.
Yes.
We're all in the Matrix, brother.
Yes. But you and your own part. We're all in the simulation together. But you're really in your own part because it's really just in your head.
Yeah, that's exactly so true. Lynn, that again, I'll say it again. That was awesome. What's one lesson you learned from working with the Navy project? I think we talked about that last show.
So lesson I learned that the government is different. No,
oh, we could go on forever with that. That leading the government is.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, stop, guys.
So you know, I would say one thing is the term common sense. You know, you hear people say like, "Hey, that's common sense."
Right.
We ain't got sense in common. So, you know, like the way they do things is different and you gotta adapt. And
can you expand on any of those things, or are you just you don't want somebody from the Navy knocking on your door a little bit later saying, dude, sir.
I mean, I ain't got. I mean,
Green, what are you doing talking about that? Can you dig in a little bit?
It's you know, the Navy has a mission, right? And they're on that mission, and they have their way of doing things, and so it can sometimes feel difficult to sway things to be the way you want it to be. It is what it is. I mean, I ain't say, don't be asking me no questions. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got no comments. Don't be asking me nothing. So it's good, and there you go. There you go.
Do we touch a wound there? Do we rub a little?
No, I mean, it's different. So here's what I say. I love government contracting because you get to support the government's mission. But on that same token, as a taxpayer, anything they drag their feet on, or you feel that they, in your opinion, in your head, that they dragging their feet on, you like, yo, this is my money, right? Like, so I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names, but I had a government official. And it wasn't at the Navy, so I ain't saying the Navy. I'm just saying government official said to me, I said, this stuff right here you have it. I'm not saying what the stuff is. It's a waste. We're wasting a lot. You're wasting a lot of money. And I'm like, we can get rid of us, or we could do this. And he's like, I ain't worried about it. I said, well, what you want me to do? I said, we either can solve it by doing this, but that's wasting a lot of money. He said, don't worry about it. We'll just throw money at it. Me, that's my money. Like I'm paying, like I'm walking in the store and I'm like, yo, the soda costs $2. It used to be 99 cents. And I'm like, you taking more of my money and you gonna give my money back.
No doubt, man. $16.7 trillion a year they're spending on whatever they want to. Man, I hope Doge is for I don't know where your politics are, but I really seriously I hope Doge is for real. You know, it's trust but verify. I love that what's going on. And I hate the fact that we're fighting. We're like eating our children. You know, we're fighting internally just to win the battle of politics, not to do what's right for the people necessarily. And you know, if this Doge thing, man, imagine if it frees up a couple $100 billion a year that not only go back to but then aren't spent on things that are costing in the future. So you're getting a return on, but then you're not spending it anymore. Hopefully fixing some habits of a very bloated and ugly and disgusting government.
I would say I was raised Democrat, but I am independent in the sense that neither side is right. It's right, but
I'm independent.
It's what you believe. So like I just traveled across the US, right? And I'm like, man, you know, everybody's lives are different. So the way what they're concerned with, what they see, what they experience is all different. So I know why they think or believe what they believe, and I don't blame them for it. So I say, like you, if those can help with those cuts to improve things. So like what you cutting and what you do with the money you save, because you can take the money you save and you can give it to billionaires. You can take the money you save and you can put it into helping mental health. Man, I would love it if they cut that bloat and they say, hey, we're going to help improve the quality of life for people. On that same token, somebody else, they might be saying help the farmers because the farmers are suffering. And I don't blame them. I get it. So do what you do.
Probably help both them.
Yeah, I mean, you never gonna make. I tell
you're never gonna make everybody happy. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, you know the easiest way to look at it, I say close your eyes and dream. What's the perfect world to you? And I say it's the perfect world that you getting everything you want and everything is good. Yeah, and I say who's serving you?
Yeah.
And I say go show me the people when they close their eyes and they see their dream was to serve you. Go ahead, I'll wait. You ain't gonna never find that person. So with that being said, that's why you're never gonna make everybody happy.
No, you're not. But in the same token, you can start making some people happy, and then maybe drive to that utopia, because that's where we all should be, in my opinion. And that's a whole nother. Well, it's all of this combined. But you know, making ourselves better people. You know, building from the inside out. That whole project. You know, we're in my granddaughter's side. We're working on. We're not there yet. Well, part of the reason I moved to Mangum, Oklahoma, in the middle of the Great Middle, is for this reason, because it's big enough where it's got a little bit of power because it's a county seat, but it's a small town. Which there's other reasons I wanted to do this, but on top of that, create a pilot program where we bring into the say the kindergartners and go throughout. If you could shift over, especially now, and I've heard some different things about that. If they're really looking at changing the structure of the educational system from the way it is now. Again, another bloated, ugly, over, and it's actually it's actually constitutionally operating against the Constitution, constitutionally illegal, because it's not supposed to have any direct connection with the U.S. government. It's supposed to be seated by the states, and it doesn't really operate that way, and it doesn't really operate effectively. So with those two dynamics going on, we're really pushing this on the granddaughter side, where I want to start having people from Mangum come into the show, and with the live audience, like the questions we're answering here, Kelvin, same thing, but then also teenagers, 13 to 19 is the kind of the area, have them start talking to Emma as well as the people, and then from there get some of some local, pastors or whatever, practitioners or counselors to volunteer and kind of start working on this program of starting them right into school with five core whatever you call them, math, science, history, English, and self-development, life lessons, driving where your interests are, starting it's, and this is scalable to national. I've got proposals for representatives and so forth. I'm reaching out to some Congress and some senators. Long way to go, but anyway, yeah, you're never going to please everybody. And then the other side of this is there's for parents, because you can work on the kids, and if they're being objected or different at home, it kind of hurts their purpose. So then start working on parents and improving their lives, job developments, and parental, speaking to your kids speaking to you. That sounds all soft, but it's really kind of a project that's kind of getting some interest. We'll see where it goes, but we're trying to basically start from the inside out, from the bottom, from the very beginning, and moving on. The school system's been teaching some other crazy things. I think this would be nice to be able to work in and see if we can, create utopia, because now everybody is, the mental health has got to drop if this program can work. Just in this or something like it, right?
Well, I would say I want to help. So sign me up. That's one. In terms of,
I'll send you some information because it's actually very cool. Very cool. Go ahead.
In terms of the utopia statement, I got an opinion on that. I think we're in utopia now. Dude, we're talking to each other over the internet. Really, today I could go in the refrigerator because it keeps food closed and get food out, man. So go back right now and talk to Caveman and say, "Are you living in utopia?" He could be like, "Yo," he's like, "You mean to tell me I don't gotta go out and hunt today? I got clothes on. I can lay down on the couch. What, a bed? What you mean? There's somewhere else to lay down? And all these things you got, and you like, hey, that's just normal, man. That's utopia." So it's just the frame of mind, because we're looking for more, more. And we're not being grateful for what we got. I'm not saying don't look for more, but be grateful for what you got. Utopia is a mindset. If you believe that you don't have everything you need, you will never be in utopia. If you believe that you have everything you need, you'll live in utopia.
No, can't touch. Hey, are you okay on time? You don't have a hard stop, do you? We've got a few more questions, but I think we got a little bit of time here. Yeah, you good?
Yep. All
right. Wow, your setup is totally different than last time. Is that a screen on your, what is that, your left side?
Yeah. My wife does her podcasting in here, so this is the setup and is.
Yeah, I like this. This is very cool. I like that. I like the other one too, but this one I think that's a real background, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool. I love your gig. Who does your style? Is your wife the stylish one?
Yeah, that was her. Ain't me.
Very, very well done. Very nice. Aesthetically.
I let her know.
This is a guy's work back here. Whatever the hell that is. That's this. I love what you got going on. Tell your wife to give me some pointers, will you? Now I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it! Shit. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember. Jeffrey, what did you learn from working on the Navy project? Thank you very much for that question. I love that. Huh?
We tackled that one.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate that. This is where we were. What's a common mistake for beginners that beginners make in cybersecurity? I would imagine there's a bunch of them, right? I mean, because the bottom line is you got to close all the holes you can, and you got to you got to kill anybody who knows any of the information about it, so they don't tell anybody else, right? Yeah. That's the perfect world. Just kill everybody and then close all the holes, right?
Well,
a little extreme, I know.
Yeah, look. Here's what I say. It's funny because it is that, like, when people, one of the mistakes is people believe that they can make everything secure. You can't. You just said it. That's right. You want to make everything secure. That's a big mistake. And then two, I would say believing that they don't need to study IT first. Like, I can just get into cybersecurity without knowing IT, because if you don't understand ports and how IT works, you can't secure things. And I guess three, assuming that people gonna like you. If you work in cybersecurity, they not gonna like you because you're gonna lock stuff down and nobody's gonna like you. You are not liked. All right, there we go. They like you.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this: with automation coming the way it is, I'm using it more and more. Is automation? Does it give you a better ability to if you have some sort of automation? Is there automation out there that looks for attackers coming in or whatever? That cybersecurity, is there any automation out there that or is it all automation? What does that look like as far as the connectivity between the two? Because cybersecurity is not automation, but automation's all around it. Vice versa, yes?
Yeah, a great way to look at it, Framey was saying, if you take manual people interacting with stuff to keep things secure, and you take a computer doing it, right? And you say on the other side, well, it's going to come with a set of threats. It's going to come with a set of threats, humans and the computers. Automation is taking what we have as those threats today, and we're saying what we understand, and let's automate some of those processes so we can focus on other things. I'm gonna tell you something that's good and bad as usual. By automating things, we are able to make more problems faster. So it's just more things to solve. So all it really is, it's giving you more capabilities and more things that could go wrong. I go back to a point in life when Microsoft came out with Windows XP, and they said, "Hey, we got system file checker me. It's over. The game is over. We all losing our jobs. The computers can fix themselves." Man, that thing caused so many problems. It created a lot of jobs. Thank you, Microsoft. No, I mean, but thank you, because you made it easier for us to repair people's computers and make all these systems that got us to today, so we can have smartphones and all that kind of good stuff, and servers and things. But at the same token, man, people hacking us all the time. I don't even want to know how many times I've been hacked. I don't want to know. What you mean, Kelvin? You think they're gonna tell me? You think I got a registry that I can look at that says, "Hey, Kelvin, we're gonna hack you on Wednesday"? No. So it's they're not telling me. I don't know who's out to get me, and why would they be out to get me? Not that they're mean or bad. They just want money. They want to eat and take care of their families, or feel like they mean something. So, it is what it is. But automation is making it easier for them to do it. It's making it easy for me to protect myself. It's making it easy for myself. So is it automated cybersecurity? No, but it's crucial because we made it to help us. But like the nuclear bomb is helping us, and it's making it easier for us to get attacked. So you need it to. Do you need it now to protect yourself? Yes. Will you forever need it? Yes. So just like having your power turned on in your house, you're used to coming home and turning the lights. Get used to having automation to help protect you with cybersecurity. Get used to it. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, world's changing, man. It's all tying back. This is It used to be, the Industrial Revolution, this revolution, that revolution, and they take generations to occur. These revelations, this AI is making things happen in super fast speed, and that's the difference. But like you said, it ain't going away. This is the new world, the new real. This is what we have. Thank you. I appreciate it. Justina, thank you. Great question there. John wants to know, what's your biggest takeaway from blending tech and psychology? I told you I was going to get people thinking on both sides of this. Remember earlier on, I wouldn't let you get off the psychology part because that's fascinating. And it looked like a number of people kind of caught on to that and said, so John, what's your biggest takeaway from, as John asks, from doing that, both segments together?
That we as people are a system, and we're more like a computer than we know. The way we store memories, the way we process things, formulate thoughts. You ask ChatGPT a prompt, and it's kind of like asking a person, you're giving that context and information thing. So, if you want to understand technology, understand people, you want to understand people, understand technology. We created it. We created AI to be like us. So,
interesting. You know what? John did a better job of getting that out of you than I did. I was hammering you earlier, and I got I got a little deeper in there, but there was something bigger there. That makes sense. Our brains are like operating systems.
You can't preload it with one. You can't preload it with it. When you were born, all the trauma from your parents, grandparents, couple generations is embedded in your brain. You started with it, and you were loaded with all the programs that you needed to start it. And your family, your community, everybody around you, the TV has been putting information in it, and that's what you operate with. So just like a computer, when you fill up with applications and data, and that's what it uses to process, your brain's the same way. Why would it be different? You think that you just know what ketchup tastes like, or you just want ketchup? No, you were given ketchup. You were told it was good, and then you liked it. And you keep eating it because they kept giving it to you when you was younger. So the reason why my son wanted McDonald's, because I took him to McDonald's. We'll talk about that later.
That is so true. That is so true. Hey, this has been a freaking awesome show, dude. I really appreciate this. Is there anything else you wanted to cover in today's discussion? I know we're gonna. I was gonna bring this up earlier. There was something you said. It was probably about 4 or 5 questions ago. I'm gonna take this off. 4 or 5 questions ago, and you had mentioned about the two sides of things, and one side is the IT, and that's needed, and then the other side is the other half of the issue that needs to be full and available. And I realized that you and your wife do both of those sides, and how did that all? Did you guys study that together? I mean, you've been together how long now? Sorry.
So we've been together, been married for 18 years. We've known each other for 28 years.
Wow, you're slow. Dude, you're slow.
No. Oh, no.
Wait, 10 years? She waited 10 years?
No. So look, you're going to get those details when you get us on the show together. I ain't giving out no information, but
all right.
Yeah, it's a lot there. So, there you go.
You know what? I can't wait to talk to you. What's her name again?
10. So it's THIN, like thin. Like
yeah.
Something, but it's 10, so no H in there. So I've been trying to, describe that to people for the longest time, like 10 can, like a
10 can, baby. I love it. I can't wait to talk to her. Maybe she'll give me some insights that you keep hiding from me.
She might,
or maybe. Well, you're probably a lot alike, so I imagine she's going to be the female version of you, and I ain't telling none of that right now.
I mean, so this is what I would say. Well, I get this. You ask, how we're together. I say yin and yang. So,
Okay.
people,
Makes sense.
diversity in the world. So why we need it, man? If everybody was like me, that would suck. I don't even want to hang with me, and I'm me. So, how hard that had to be, but.
Hey, I know that feeling, man. I would hate to have everybody be like me. It'd be a crazy ass world, man. People would be bumping into each other all over the place. It'd be insane.
So
all right, what do you got?
So I will say, be different. Yay.
All right, you want to give everybody a big wave here, brother, and I'll meet you in the green room. Save some of those peanuts for me, would you? All right.
Goodbye, everyone. Have fun.
I'll see you on the other side. All right. Like I said, great show. Another great show. I'm trying to work with Mr. Green there. Mr. Green. And do more of these, kind of get in a regular pattern, in that lane. Like we do Saturdays, we do one show, same this format, same guest, but it's co-hosting. And then on Thursdays we do a different lane, and that's on again co-hosting. And then I'd love to work something out here with them, and because we've got a lot of different things that we can really develop and bring information to you guys on. And Kelvin's hilarious, and we've got a good vibe there. So hey, I'm gonna just repeat the things that we talked about, because this is Insights and Straight Talk. This is where you come for real conversations and beneficial details that are needed in everyday life. So let's call it life hacks, right? My path here has become extremely fun. Please sign up. I don't know, sign up, is that a thing? Subscribe and like the video if you like them. I'm your host. I'm Rod Duff, and I'm out.
Before you leave, if you'd like to watch another one of the podcasts, click the first link in the description. We love having you here, and we appreciate all your support.
And with that, producer Barbie and I are out.